why the Labour Party is standing as a candidate for voting for a ceasefire. Please give a very warm welcome to Martin Abrams.
Thank you, friends. Friends, I am truly honoured to have been invited to speak here today alongside many inspirational organisations, faith leaders, campaigners, activists, politicians, but most importantly you, the people who have tirelessly marched, protested, lobbied and taken peaceful direct action week in, week out, spearheading the UK resistance to the genocide happening in Gaza and apartheid in the West Bank. Friends, my name is Councillor Martin Abrams, and I'm Councillor for Streatham St Leonard's Ward in Lambeth. In January 2024, I was suspended from Lambeth Labour Group indefinitely after breaking the Labour Party whip and voting for a motion calling for a full and immediate ceasefire in Gaza, when Labour councillors were inexplicably ripped to vote against this ceasefire motion. And friends, as a non-Zionist Jewish Labour councillor who has always stood up for Palestinian liberation, there have been concerted attempts to silence me within Lambeth Council and the Labour Party. After more than 1,100 days since being elected in 2022, I've still not been allowed to make my maiden speech in the council chamber or even ask a question to the council cabinet, despite repeated attempts. They are absolutely terrified of non-Zionist Jews having a voice and speaking out. But friends, I refuse to be silenced and will use whatever platform I have and continue as that Jewish voice against Israeli genocide and against the oppression of the Palestinian people. It is quite simply the very least I can do. But friends, my stance on Palestine and what is happening in Gaza has always been a matter of conscience for me and has been long before the 7th of October 2023. I've been proud to march on the Jewish bloc and stand shoulder to shoulder on the national demonstrations for Palestine, and for me and a rapidly and ever increasing number of Jewish people, never again means never again for everyone, and we see it as our duty to stand up and speak out against this genocide and shout it loud and clear, not in our name. Friends, I have to use this platform to call out the Board of Deputies and the Chief Rabbi, who have offered uncritical support to the ethno-nationalist rogue state currently committing a genocide, waging wars of aggression on multiple fronts. They are intentionally aligning with war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's far-right government. They enable apartheid, military aggression and mass civilian death, and they do not and will not ever speak for me as a Jewish person. But friends, after more than 600 days of genocide, standing up against it has been unequivocally proven to be the only morally just and humane stance. You simply cannot both sides a genocide. We are truly watching one of the greatest crimes of our age live streamed to us in real time, as we watch in horror as tens of thousands of Palestinian children are slaughtered and maimed by Israeli bombs and bullets. And as a parent of 2 young children myself, every single one of those children in Gaza is a whole universe to someone. The grief, pain and suffering of the Palestinian people in Gaza is unfathomable, and my heart breaks and bleeds for each and every mum and dad facing such loss. Friends, in 2003 I was politicised by Tony Blair, waging an illegal war in Iraq, posing as George W. Bush's lapdog. Tony Blair is a war criminal and should be tried in The Hague. But friends, more than 20 years later, we have another Labour Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, who has proudly continued to arm Israel, allowed the UK Army to train Israeli soldiers, permitted the RAF to run continuous flyovers from Gaza, from Cyprus, and using to commit a genocide. Keir Starmer must face a reckoning, and friends, let me be absolutely clear. However long it takes, we cannot and we will not rest until every single person that perpetrated, participated or enabled this genocide in Gaza faces that reckoning and is brought to justice. Friends, we cannot and we will not rest until Palestine is free. Free Palestine!
long as